everyone. Over the past 2 days, Pierre Calamusa has been treating us to one of the finest tournaments in the World Series, the $10,000 Six Max. And brace yourselves, because the show is likely to step up the pace in the next few hours. For one thing, the bubble is fast approaching. For another, a new face is appearing at our heroes table, and not just any face. One of the most emblematic players of the online generation is in the house, and with 540,000 chips, or 90 big blinds, Pierre is ready to give this legend the welcome he deserves. Your turn, Pierre.
Isildur just sat down at the table. It's the first time I'm playing with such a legendary figure. I discussed his game a bit with my coach, who told me that he was actually not quite at the cutting edge technically anymore, but he's had great results at the WSOP. Jaffe raises again.
Raise to 13.
And I get ace-4 on the button. This will be the time to start applying pressure and 3-bet these high-low. These are spots I've studied, these pre-bubble spots, so I feel pretty comfortable. I also feel very comfortable in 3-bet pots now.
45.
We raise to 45.
How much?
45.
45.
It would be nice if you fold again. No, he calls. Alright, let's see what comes on the flop. Ace mid-mid with a flush draw. Well, this is perfect. I've studied this type of board, and when we're deep like this, this is definitely not a board I want to range c-bet. I'm going to have a checking back range, and my small aces are great hands to do that with. And it will allow me to have a good bluff catcher on the turn river, in theory. The turn isn't amazing. He doesn't have a lot of flushes, however. He could still have hands like pocket sevens, jack 10, queen jack, maybe even king queen with a diamond, for example, if he called the 3-bet with that.
Bet is 35,000.
Anyway, here, against a very small sizing, I have an easy call. I'm gonna play a river. The pot is about 180,000. Queen. And that completes Jack 10 suited, so 3 combinations are now beating me that weren't beating me on the turn. And now if he has hands like King Queen with a diamond, for example, he's just going to check. Okay, what should I do if he bets? If he bets big, I think I'm going to fold. The question is, if he makes a medium-sized bet, what am I going to do? What could he be bluffing with? Pocket fives? 105, 115,000. Would he call with ace-9 suited? Nine combinations of sets. Ace-queen, he definitely has that pure. Six combinations. He's going to have about 20 clear value combinations.
On se met des pattes.
Ace jack offsuit. He might fold pre-flop actually, I'm not sure. So he has to be bluffing with pocket sevens, pocket fives, and something like king 9 suited or things like that, king 8 suited. It's really a tough decision. I'm really struggling to see bluffs that are very credible, and at the same time, he's giving me great pot odds to call. He also doesn't have that many value combinations either. It's also going to depend a bit on if he's defending ace-jack pre-flop, ace-jack offsuit pre-flop or not, and I don't think he is. Not under ICM, not like this. On the other hand, if I check back this ace-4, in theory it's to have a bluff catcher on the turn, river. Set of 8s, set of 9s, set of 6s, that's for sure. Ace-queen, that's for sure. Ace-jack suited, 3 combos. Ace-10 suited, maybe? Alright, I call. Ouch! Well, 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 well. Ouch, that's too bad. Honestly, he played the hand super well. He used the exact sizing that made me make a mistake, and I think he really owned me in this hand. I think he read well that he had very few perceived bluffs, and that if I wanted to call a hand, if he wanted to get me to call with a hand like a pair of kings, or typically a hand like mine, he had to bet small. And that was really well played on his part. He completely owned me. GG. Alright, pocket sevens unopened. It's not that bad, I still have almost 350,000 chips. Nothing serious, but it puts me behind Victor again, and behind Jonathan Jaffe. It's not great from a strategic standpoint to have call muck that ace-4.
Heads up.
Hijack versus small blind, not my strong game at all. I'm going to bet and try to make him fold. But I admit that theoretically I'm not very comfortable in these spots.
Bet is 20,000.
Well, it gets through smoothly. Perfect. Not getting many hands now. It's tough because my stack is still shrinking just by folding. It's true that each round costs several tens of thousands of chips, so... Julian is in a huge pot against Adrian there. It's always tough to see fratricidal duels between Winamax team pros, but that's how it is. We're friends outside the tables, but at the table there's no mercy. What a player, really, Julian Sitbon. He really has that presence in live games. He gives nothing away, zero info, Audrey. He's a shock. Each round cost me 20,000 chips. It's tough now. It's really not the time to not have hands, and I'm getting crushed.
All right, players and dealers in the 10K, complete the hands you're on. 1 hour dinner break. The 1 hour dinner break, completion of this hand.
Alright, dinner break, 1 hour. 1 hour, I don't really like that. You don't really have time to go eat, you don't really have time to enjoy your meal. There's often a bit of a line at the restaurant, so I'm just gonna go rail the French players in the main event a bit.
Stay out, 634. That's smart, yeah.
Il se passe quoi là?
Il se passe qu'on a 2 Français à 12 left.
Et il y a Tapi là, non?
Hein? Non.
Là, il y a le Chinois Tapi là.
Ça va?
Il a le triangle devant lui.
Ah, lui, il a mis Tapi, ouais.
Attends, là, c'est quoi le coup là?
Open ITG 2 millions 3 bêtes. Malo 5 millions 8 au bouton et l'autre 4 bêtes au lit pour Malo.
Il a R. Ou il y a un palier?
Il y a un palier de 200 000. Il y a un palier de 200 000. Moi, je pense que si là, il essaie de voir un read et il tank le palier.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Je pense que ça va call.
Il a 2 dames, ouais.
Regarde la club,
Il a 2 dames et l'autre As-Roi.
Genre 8
T'es un 2-20?
Hein?
T'es un 2-20? 2 dames As-Roi?
Ouais, dame As-Roi, c'est sûr. Parce que quand même, si t'as 2 As de roi, tu calls vite. Si t'as 2 As, tu snap.
C'est des paliers énormes.
Ouais, mais 2 As, t'es obligé de tanker pas plus de 30 secondes. Donc tu peux pas se le roll, le pauvre petit.
Ça dépend, tu peux attendre vraiment que.
Non,
il a fold.
il a fold.
Là, ce qu'il a pour 3 bêtes fold tank.
Bah, il a tanké pour qu'il prenne le palier quand même, sachant qu'il a les folds. Parce que maintenant, il a full ICM, il faut qu'il joue le moins possible. Il est plus bien ou il est bien encore?
Non, ça allait. Les deux, ils étaient à 30-20. Ils viennent doubler. Il a fait flash versus ce brelan flop. Ils ont tout mis au flop. Ça a fait bête de brelan, check raise de Malo, jam. Ça hold. Et du coup, là, il doit avoir 25 blindes maintenant, après le 3 bêtes. Entre 20 et 25, je dirais.
Faut pas faire les points là, putain.
Ah, il reste plus.
Chaque pot, il vaut une barre.
Je tape.
Ça lâche.
Bah, un pot single race, c'est 150K déjà. Non, peut-être pas, c'est 50K un pot
Si,
single race.
bah, à la river, quoi.
Ouais.
Mais des pots où tu mets ton stack, ça vaut des millions, 1 million, quoi.
Bah, ça dépend, si t'as 40 blindes, ça vaut 2 millions.
Ouais, c'est au moins 1 million, quoi. Sinon, il y a
Payé, merde, bien joué. T'avais un bon call.
Malcolm unfortunately bust. All right, end of the dinner break, which was actually just a long break for me. And that's it. We're going to be a few steps away from the money. The min cash is very important in this tournament. It's more than 2 times, so $21,000.
All right, players, welcome back from break. We have 78 players remaining, heading 76. Our blinds are 5,000, 10,000, 10,000. We're going to start hand for hand. For each hand dealt, we're going to take 2 minutes off the clock. If you have an all-in call, keep the cards face down. The all-in action will run out last. So this time, dealers, shuffle up a deal with one hand and one hand only. With the completion of that hand, spread your deck and please stand up.
All right, here we go. The bubble, well, pre-bubble. And the long period of being card dead for the last hour has cost me dearly. Battle of the blinds against a player that I've got covered. That's good though. What is he going to do? Okay, he limps. I have an ace in the big blind. This is simply going to be a shove. And it gets through.
Right.
Any two contre une main forte, je pense par contre.
Oui.
Ouais, oui, 100% il est déjà fait. Donc c'est 4 et 2 off, As-Valet. Oh là 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 là, l'esprit limitant. Attends, mais à quelle heure?
Non, c'est pas de la merde.
Il a que la suite off, frère.
Alright, King Jack against Ace 8. Helmuth took a big gamble. Ooh, he took a big bad beat on the river, poor guy. He made a pretty bold call, but it's good. It allowed us to reach the stone bubble.
Ah, gol, Lautaro.
Argentina.
All right, needless in the six max. Deal one more hand. One more hand in the six max.
7x pot.
Come on, just one more play up. I'm getting completely victimized. It's the hard life of a player with a mid-stack on the bubble. It's pretty terrible now. We're in the blinds one hand out of 3, and each round costs 25,000, so you can easily lose 200,000 chips just by blinding out, which is kind of my case. I don't see him bluffing this hand though on the bubble against these profiles. Well, Adrian won't bubble this $10,000 six max, and that's good. I'd like to play with you a bit, Audrey. It's been a long time since we've faced each other.
Thank you. He's a character.
All right, needless in the six max. Deal one more hand.
This bubble can last a long time. I could really find myself in a tough spot.
Walk.
Okay, open from Malinov, 3-bet from Isilda, 4-bet, and Isilda 5-bet all in. What do they have? Wow. Wow. Isilda 5-bet all in almost 100 blinds against Malinov. What did they do? Well, obviously he has aces. What? Yeah, if he hit, it's over. Oh, 7.
Oh!
What?
Holy fuck! Wow! Pure bubble of the 10K.
It's been a long time since I've seen a hand like that. Isildur 3-bet on the button with Jack 7 off, then 5-bet all in against Malinov's 4-bet. Malinov had pocket aces and Isildur Jack 7 off suit.
Covered?
And the board came like Queen 9 5 7, Jack on the river.
Ship it, the tournament. Ship the tournament. Yeah, thank you. Please, sorry about that.
Well, that's great news because I'm in the money. Wow, what a bad beat he gave him, my Victor. Oh, my Vicky. There were plenty of short stacks with 1,000, 3,000 chips, 5,000 chips. He really screwed the poor Bulgarian. He must be so tilted.
One guy has 1,000 chip.
Like 4-5 a jam. Just 5 a jam.
Thought he had a big hand the hand before. I had that feeling. He folded a pair.
He didn't have it.
Also, players, if you have a bus, please do not run off, guys. We'd like to give you your money.
to sell Victor a drink.
5, 10, 36 minutes left.
You had it covered by Matt Shaw.
Well, I'm $11,000 richer, $21,000 minus the $10,000 invested. And most importantly, I still have a little bit of playability to go try to build a big stack and play to win, even if the bubble didn't go in a super optimal way. All right, ace-6, 30 effective. We're going to open. My Vic defense from the big blind. King Queen 4, I'm just going to use a range c-bet for a small sizing. And Victor snap calls. Well, okay, I'm just gonna give up here. I have absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's over for me. Plus he bets a chunk. Yeah, it's over. Well played, Victor. Ah, come on. Alright, King 8 of Hearts open. And a very short stack goes all in. This is a hand that's going to be easy to play no matter what. If someone does something behind me, I'm going to fold. I'm going to call the 5 blinds happily if everyone folds.
How much is this?
55.
$54?
54.
Ugh, pocket 8s. So the king of the flush. We're heading more toward the flush. Ooh. Important to ship this one. Even if it's only 5 blinds, I also win the big blind ante and the small blind. And it has a big impact on my stack, believe it or not.
Okay. Payout 501.
Well, I need to pay 30,000 right away, but yeah, it's nice to have these boosts. Sometimes it's 5 blinds that make the difference. Okay, Rocco arrives at the table. I've played with him mostly in the past, but he looks like a degen, but in reality he's not that crazy.
$300. Yeah.
30 big blinds in a dream.
How you doing?
Alright, Asian duel. American Asian versus French Asian. Okay, he limps. 10-6.
You played 220?
Yeah, I thought that was
15.
Easy check. I'm going to ISO more polarized than that, like 10 deuce, 10-3, not 10-6. Yeah, this is a great board for me. He shouldn't have that many 8s, 3s and deuces 25 deep when he limps. He's gonna fold quite a few of them. Okay, he checks and I have a perfect hand to bet. I'm going to use 2 sizings, 1 big blind and 2 big blinds. And with this hand I like to go with 2 big blinds. It allows me to put more pressure on his queen 10, queen jack. I think those hands, he's going to potentially fold them right away. If he continues, I'll continue on cards that favor me, and I'll give up on cards that favor him. A pretty clear strategy, actually. Quite logical. He calls. What could he have? From time to time, something like queen 3 suited. From time to time, something like an ace. Now, if he has an ace, he may top pair. It's over. And besides, I can no longer bet an 8 for value now. River 3. I don't have many 3s that barrel 2/3 pot on the flop. They would have rather bet 1 blind, so I'm drawing dead. I'm drawing dead, and I think that even if he checks, I'm going to check back. I'm not going to bluff this one. I'm potentially blocking hands like king 6 of hearts, which are his weakest hands, with my 6 of hearts. I think this pot isn't going to be for me, but oh well, it leaves me 30 blinds to continue, which isn't bad either. He has a manga face, it's funny.
I want to see what he thinks you have.
Well, whatever happens, if it goes check-check, even if I don't bluff, there will be a showdown, so I should try to observe him for tells. He's tanking for a long time. It can be useful if it goes check-check, and he has a very strong hand, something like that, that wanted to trap. I can always get information. Well, I won't be getting any info this time, and I won't see his hand.
Alright, I like that.
I think that's what I think.
You just see like jacks, aces, queens, like right?
GG Julian. Always nice to cash, especially in these kinds of tournaments. The cash is big. In the main, the min cash is 15,000. Here, the min cash is 21,000, so it's true that it makes quite a big difference. And clearly now the tables are not at all the same as at the beginning of the tournament. There are only seasoned players, or almost. 20,000, and Jaffe opens. I have pocket 6s in the small blind. Easy shove.
Just turn into a pair.
And this allows me to take a breath of oxygen.
C'est le bro.
T'as sauté comment?
As-Dame de carreau contre Dame 5 de cœur chez Adric.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas taper contre lui, frère?
Je sais pas pourquoi je suis allé, c'est lui qui a payé aussi. Je fais là, s'il a fait les cœurs.
Merci frérot. Tu joues quoi demain le... Y'a quoi?
Demain 3, je sais pas, je peux réfléchir encore.
Ah, il y a le 1500 closer là.
Je sais pas, je peux aller me voir. Allez,
ça marche.
Jaffe is eliminated. He had become short-stacked. Apparently they had played a hand. Isildur told him what he had in a previous spot. Very friendly player.
That's the only hand though, that's the only hand. Yeah.
King 10 5-handed. We open.
Raise to 20.
And those red glasses are really nice. They do create a pretty aggressive look, kind of intimidating. He's thinking. If you 3-bet, obviously I'm going to fold Michael. I take a fold. If you fold, that's not bad. If you defend, that's not bad either. I'll be able to win the hand post flop quite often. Okay, he calls. It would be nice to hit something. The pots are worth so much now. Okay, range C-bet with a split, a big blind, and a slightly bigger sizing. And this hand I'm going to bet it with my small sizing. The reason is that I have the 10 of hearts and I want to have the latitude and space to call a check raise and realize my equity. If I didn't have the 10 of hearts, I would have used the bigger sizing. Ah, he calls. Damn, it would be so great to hit a jack here. Oh wow. Jack of clubs. Wow. Okay. I'm supposed to bet pot on the river, but I'd rather make it a bit cheaper. I think 50,000 is perfect. He'll continue to call me with hands like Queen 10. He'll continue to call me with any ace, whereas if I had bet 75, as theory would suggest, he might have went the easy way and folded a small ace, or folded a queen directly. Now I feel like taking this route that's a bit more exploitative is good at this stage of the tournament.
Better with the fire than the south, right?
Because now, if he ends up calling with something like ace-8, he's going to find himself involved in a pot that's going to be worth 180,000, and he might think that a hero call spot is tempting on the river because the pot is bigger, whereas on the turn, the pot was obviously smaller before I bet. Okay, I have about a pot left now. I think I'm just going to shove. No other sizing here. Come on, poker face, poker face. This is great news. He looks interested. He didn't snap fold. He didn't have a missed heart draw.
150, 175, 85, 90, 95.
It's true that usually he's going to defend all the ace-x off in this spot.
198.
That leaves him with lots of hands that are bluff catchers. Ace-3s, ace-4, ace-5, ace-7, ace-8, etc. Now the question is, does he have the guts to hero call all in? I think that this profile, yes, why not? I really like this 2/3 turn and pot river. Come on, you're committed, my friend. Come on, call. Come on, if you call, whatever happens, I'll have a stack. A nice stack, 40 big blinds minimum, and maybe even 60 to play with. The bluffs are easy to find. With these positions it would be pocket 10, king x suited, and a hand like pocket 5s. It's very scary. Come on. Oh, if he wants to fold, come on, do something. Do something crazy, come on, put them in the middle. Yes, yes.
King 10 per straight.
Yeah.
Listen, I think we're waiting for a play.
Let's always take our time to recount here.
Wait, how much did you pay? Wait. 150?
100.
198?
85.
Alright, it's a completely different tournament that's about to start for me with this double up. 600,000 chips, 10 times the starting stack, my highest point in the tournament. So obviously I'm feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of excitement. It opens the door to a lot of things.
Andy, are we waiting for a play? We do it. Andy, he's big actually.
612?
Play one hand. One hand, not even. Don't do the second hand.
6-12.
Blind versus blind, and he has one big blind. It's incredible, it's a sign from fate. 7-4 offsuit, my favorite hand. It's not in every tournament, especially in a $10,000 one, that I'll be able to play an all-in pre-flop with 7-4 offsuit and be ahead. 7 high wins, incredible.
Good game.
2 pair aces and 8s with a 7 kicker. Well, it's just an anecdote. He had less than 1 blind left, and I was the big blind, but I won an all-in in a $10,000 tournament with 7-4 offsuit, and I won with 7 high. I absolutely have to tell Adri about this crazy hand that happened between Isildur and the Bulgarian player.
I don't want more cameras.
Where? Have you seen the bubble? It was so funny.
So I want you to be a heads up.
No, let me win. You have already 3. You came second. If first, you take it, okay? Now.
Nah. Oh,
You take it. You take 700,000. I take 1 million. It's perfect. Have you seen the bubble? It was so funny.
What?
The bubble.
What happened? Like the
Raise.
open?
No, hijack open. Cut off is the 3 bet. 4 bet. He just shoves 80 big blinds. Jack 7 off. The guy called the aces.
What was the action? Like who opened?
Malinas.
Who opened?
Hijack.
3 bet.
Cut off.
Isildur?
4 bet. All in 70 big blinds. Jack 7 off.
5 bet only. Yeah. They told me actually like open.
I see that for bet. No.
215 one.
5 bet. Yeah.
I pulled
It was so short. Queens, 5 deuce, 7 jack.
That was obviously.
Same plan.
Alright, a few blind steals here and there to maintain myself. Elliot Houdon, I believe, an American player who won a huge tournament at the Wynn for millions of dollars, arrives at the table. Definitely a good player. Another regular player takes a seat on my left. This is really not a good table anymore at all. Anyway, the Korean player, I think, who seems to me like an amateur. (9-10) off an easy defense.
Do you have yellow? Leave them apart.
If I lose, I'll be able to make it. If I don't.
Great flop from my hand. I have 2 pair, and he'll probably range c-bet this flop. He looks like a professional player to me, and I'm going to have an obvious check raise. Obviously, I'm sometimes beaten by Jack-Queen or by 2 kings or something like that, but King 10, but this deep it would just be a setup and there's nothing else to do. I need to protect my hand. I need to value bet hands like King Queen, King Jack, Ace King, Aces. I absolutely need to extract as many chips as possible against those hands. Alright, let's check raise pretty big. I'm polarized, King, Queen, and better, and bluffs, Jack 8, Jacks with backdoor flush draws, Queens with backdoor flush draws. Well, alright, snap, fold, and it gets through.
I'm gonna raise our
It's the break. There are really not many people left in this tournament. It's starting to feel a bit tense.
Yeah, I've got stuff to that.
I need to stay in my bubble. I'm taking the opportunity to give some updates to my loved ones. Oh yeah, Daddy just won $11,000, my daughter. Let's go, Pierre, let's go.
So many emotions, Pierre, and not just any emotions, the kind that remind us why we love poker so much. Here we are with 50 players remaining in one of the most prestigious tournaments of the year. The arrival of Isildur at your table didn't disappoint. The ultra-aggressive Swede came up with a real science fiction scenario for the bubble. As for you, you got max value out of a straight, which means you've reached a new high in the tournament. There are 2 hours left to play on day 2, and with a stack of over 40 blinds, you've got everything you need to qualify for the 3rd round. We'll be back to cheer you on in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.